Not on any other map but WDM2, Acid WDM2 that is. And here I was thinking they would be voting up another map for the first one, but here we go. Puffdar, here we have Overactive. And they're going to be hopping right into it as items come up. It's going to be Puffdar getting a fairly free Mega Health and, yep, and Green Armor actually. I mean, this is a harder map to go from Mega to YA on. Puffdar looking for this Red Armor. It's not going to be there, of course. Overactive trying to get out of there. Puffdar actually doing more damage to himself than Overactive is, but there's Overactive with a few of his rockets, bringing it on in. Puffdar just trying to make everything happen with Plasma. He's just so used to his fights with, Falky. He's like, all right, he's going to run at me with Plasma, so I better have Plasma out as well. But it looks like Overactive is actually willing to play out his rockets a little bit more. So there's a Mega Grab. Puffdar now switching gears. Oh my god, those pops! I gotta have my pops! Oh, Europeans won't recognize that. Because I don't think that ad ran over there. And Europe didn't even have TV until like 1998, so it's like... Anyway, 3 on -1. Puffdar actually down by 2. I mean, these have just been really random fights, but despite the accuracy coming out of Puffdar here, he just hasn't had the stat coming into it, and Overactive's rockets have been consistent enough to make these things happen. 3 health, and there's the Gunblade to pop him up, but there's Overactive picking it up. Nice. So a lot of momentum here, but not a whole lot of inertia, which are two different, physics concepts. By which I mean that Overactive really wasn't prioritizing health pickups or anything between fights. So now he's got Red Armor, now he's got Mega, now he's got a lot more to play with, and he's still up by 4 frags. And now he's not moving. Interesting. Waiting for his opponent to come to him. Crafty. And he's able to punish with rockets and be punished with rockets. So this fight right here may very well be a mutual frag, actually. Bit surprising. I was thinking that was going to be a pure Gunblade fight. It's going to be Gunblade on top of the Red Armor. How epic can you get? 5 health left for Overactive off the end of that. And there's no 50 health available for him, so he can hit a direct grenade, but he cannot afford to stick around on the YA. He was just hoping for that 50 to be up there. No such luck. Now, to say that Overactive is playing this thing true to his name and fast and loose would be a bit of an understatement. He is just balling through this thing. But it's giving him a lot of lead time. And it's really keeping Puffdar off his game here. Now here he's just staying back on the blue end of the map. Not too worried about the major items, just wanting to have enough for the next fight. He knows it's going to be messy, so why ruin it by getting some initial damage at red when he would much rather give it over to Puffdar. Ooh, that last round would have done it, leaving Puffdar at 41 and 100. He's able to take away the yellow as well here. Overactive again, just very fast, very loose. Breaking away from the fight for some token amounts of regain. And has the Mega stolen out from right under his nose. Almost gets telefragged for the trouble of it. Gets a good rocket pop, can almost follow this thing back up. And he could get in that last little bit of VB. Still leaving Puffdar with 74 health though. And a perfect rocket against the wall. Puffdar was hoping that he had done enough damage to Overactive to keep him off of it. So still 5 frags between them, and I can't actually account for it. Overactive has just been extremely random here. Coming back through into YA. Nothing's going to be really available, so this is an opportunity for Puffdar to try to get some free damage in before items come up, so that A, Puffdar can get a frag, and B, Puffdar can recover before Overactive can take anything away, because Puffdar will have the better position. So as long as you stick around, YA, when nothing's up, then yeah, you can convert from YA to Red Armor, and if your opponent's trying to come to YA for recovery off the spawn, then yeah, it all adds up fairly nicely. It's a good package there. Worked out well for Puffdar, and he's brought it within 2 frags. But again, the self-damage and the damage coming out of Overactive is keeping Puffdar on tilt, making it very difficult for Puffdar to maintain a good comfort level here. So there's the Red Armor pickup. Overactive is trading that with Mega, already having a little bit of armor to play with. So it's a decent trade for him. Especially if he can, bonk off some riot gun like that. It's one thing that we haven't seen during this match much at all is just unanswered damage. This has been so, you know, bi-directional. But there's a clean grab of red armor for him. And still 10 seconds before Mega. Now, of course, overactive is on the wrong end of the map. So crossing is going to be kind of dangerous, and Puffdar can take him on down. He was hoping that Puffdar would come through YA, but it looks like Puffdar really wanted to have a hammer in on the Mega. So yeah, overactive just playing the evade game at the moment. Being really loud with it, however. Probably can't really afford to stick around for red here. But yellow's also going to be stolen away, so overactive just doesn't have anything to lean on right now. There's some decent rockets, though. 16 health. And a good defensive EB. That may not be enough to carry him through this life, but oh, and with the 50 health taken, he's going to be killing himself, tying it back up 8 on 8. But again, that was significant damage, and it was during a time when nothing is going to be coming up for a little bit, so overactive really put in some good work. He just needs to not let it go. Okay, he's wanting to make sure that Puffdar is still down low, which may allow him time to recover, but overactive wanted that Mega. Interesting trade. Like, as a fresh spawn in a situation like that, you actually have the better stack. So, much more conservative trade. Gonna have to see if it works out for overactive here. Red will be up. Overactive looks a little bit surprised by it, but he's going to be able to take it away. Puffdar, uh-oh, he may have not heard or seen the pickup, and so he lands on the pad and doesn't immediately get off. That's going to be a huge opportunity for Puffdar to be just run on down by overactive here. 9 on 8 now. 3 minutes left to play. So it looks like overactive's play has been sedimenting more and more as the map goes on. He's been getting more and more thoughtful with his maneuvering here. Decides he doesn't want to play the teleporter game anymore when he can get a free 50 health at the very least. Yeah, the YA is going to be at an equal point from both of those places. So it was a slight race. Oh my god, what? Oh. Did he not have any other weapons? Did he not have riot gun? Suppose not, but he's still up by the 1. And hey, killing himself gave him a fresh lease on his stack. He just doesn't have timing on anything major right now, but it looks like he can fortunately come in on Mega. Christmas comes early. And so does Puffdar. Yeah, I mean, Puffdar has been missing out on the last several grabs for the red. Not just the grab, but showing up on time, being in a good position to punish. He hasn't been able to be present on those at all. So with that last red grab, Puffdar at least heard it, at least saw it, so he should be there for that one. So 2 frags up for overactive, 1 minute 40 seconds. And geez, yeah, these grabs, I mean, happening right after Puffdar gets taken on down. This is a really poor time for Puffdar to try to come in and force this fight. Well, he might be able to get away with it, 3 health. And there it is, the riot gun on the tail end of that. But yeah, you can turn that around very quickly here. And overactive is going to be leaving up that Mega. Leaves. He actually went through the teleporter right as it spawned, so I don't think he would have even been able to hear the spawn. But he can grab away RA. Mega taken away by Puffdar, but he has no armor coming into this fight whatsoever. Ooh, and out of the teleporter, Puffdar's immediately going to be put in the danger zone. Will the riot gun be enough? Well, the rockets will be enough from overactive. But even with all these suicides, overactive's still up by 2 frags. 1 minute. Puffdar low and Puffdar down. A nice predicted EB through the teleporter. And we're going to have to see how this last minute plays out. 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, it's doable. I would say so. Especially on a map like this. But Puffdar's just been so single-minded about his chasing here. He's not really trying to cut off overactive, which is what he was doing earlier in the game, which is why he got up to 9 frags in the first place. But in the last couple minutes, again, it's as if he's still playing against Falky. He's just willing to just go in for these plus-forward fights, and it's not working out for him. Puffdar not quite adapting to overactive's adaptive play. Yeah, I guess that worked out. I just see a DDK on the stream now. Oh, he's so pretty. That monitor's so huge. The only thing about like the Face It stage is that when they have 2 guys on there, they have like this giant gap between them. Like, you could fit Marn between them. It's insane. I like to get up and close and personal with everybody. Especially because at, like, events and stuff, it's usually cold at the casting booth, even with all the lights on you, so you need some body heat. Anyway, here we go. We're going over to DM17. Awesome 5-map pool, and we've seen, like, 3 maps of it. Amazing.
Thanks.
Ooh, can we play some Doom stuff? Can we? Oh, hell yes. Here we go. Excellent. We have a BRB from Overactive. Taking his nuptial smoke break. Oh, it's Evil versus Cypher finals? Holy shit. What am I doing? Ah, damn it. Timing. That's huge because the biggest problem at QuakeCon this year was the fact that Cypher wasn't present. It, like, tainted the entire bracket.
Please ready up.
And yes, Rafa versus Evil was amazing. But I needed to know how Cypher was going to fit into that in a LAN setting, so this might be the closest we're going to get. So chat's going to have to tell me what the score is right now. Oh, and if anybody's having any stream issues, remember that I'm streaming at a full 4 megabit. So the encoders on Twitch's end have to, you know, handle a lot. So even like the 240, if their transcoders are being stressed, then my stream will be stressing them quite a bit. And so, like, your best option is if you have 4 megabit of download, you know, just watch the full 720p stream because it's not going through the transcoders, allegedly. That's always been their motto before, but apparently they've changed their ways.
Ready up already.
So your mileage may vary.
Please ready up. Please ready up.
Ah, DDK looks so happy.
Get ready to fight.
All right, here we go, guys.
2.
Map 2, Puffdar versus Overactive. Overactive just really solidly pushing forward that first map. I mean, that was just an amazing play on Acid WDM2. Now look at this, Overactive, again, playing fast and loose here, just trying to cut off Puffdar as much as possible from any opportunity on coming in on this YA, and Puffdar comes in for it anyway and gets punished for it, trying to back off towards Mega. Is going to just be backing into a grave. And even Red, oh my god, that LG is pushing Puffdar right around the corner. He's going to get the red, but he's going to be hurting for it, leaving Overactive with exactly the amount of health his mama gave him when he was born, 100 and nothing else. And Gravity's going to be taking away the rest, so just drop that baby. Make him scream. 1 on 0 now. So at the end of that, it means that Puffdar and Overactive have essentially the same stack, and essentially the, you know, equivalent weapons. But it's 1 frag up for Overactive, so it's like nothing else on the map has really favored one player or the other. It's just, you know, Overactive has a frag now. No momentum for either of them. So Overactive now with red, Puffdar with a little bit of armor and Megger. And look at this, Puffdar just trying to chase down Overactive enough to... Overactive just coming back in with the shotgun railgun. But Puffdar doesn't care. His LG is going to be more than enough to take that back. Here I am trying to rep Warsaw as a really great, like, duel game. It's really intense, really methodical, really thoughtful, but still really fast like Quake World. And they're just running at each other. Guys, killing me. Where's the meta play? Where's the... All right, I'll stop bitching. But that's really the game that Overactive is forcing onto Puffdar, and I think that's his main MO here. And it's just like, okay, if I get up on your face, which of us is better at sitting on face? And I think it's me. And so far, that's what Overactive's been doing. So 3 up on 1 here. Overactive taking all the items. Y is still up, and Overactive wants to bait it. Puffdar is not so eager. He sees it. He kind of wants it. Overactive doesn't even need it. Oh, look at this. This is great. They both break away from the YA itself to fight in the corners in between, and now Overactive needs it. Oh, beautifully done. So Puffdar was able to at least force that into a face-on-face fight, but again, Overactive really favors those moments. And so Puffdar really needs to start getting some damage that's totally unanswerable. Needs to hurt him when he goes in for the red. Needs to hurt him when he goes in for the Megger. And right now it's just been... just run down the items until somebody falls over. And Overactive's completely okay with that. 4 on 3. Nice rocket. Nice breakaway, 26 health. Tries to get in that last little bit of EB, can't quite make it. Puffdar would have been okay anyway, after taking away those 225s. Oof. Overactive taking away green armor. 7 seconds to red. Can't really afford to stick around in this area, but Mega's going to be up here pretty soon. Just saw it spawn. He's going to... Ooh, so dangerous. Going for YA as soon as your opponent hits Mega. That's just a nasty position to be in, but Overactive doesn't get too punished for it. Or at least at the end of the fight, he's able to turn it back around. Take that 1 frag lead. Now again, how can he recover? I mean, this is going to be another situation where Puffdar just is able to chase him down and force the fight. Here it is. So even when Overactive is dying, he's forcing Puffdar to just plus forward against him, or at least he's offering a lot of incentive. And so Puffdar is really falling into this rut where it's like every fight needs to be this this my dick is bigger than yours fight. When a little bit of an unanswered rail, a little bit of rocket spam would go so far against Overactive. That's just amazing. Thanks for hitting me, bro. Now I can grab YA. Oh, here we go. See? And there's the initial damage from Overactive. Okay, yeah, technically Puffdar got the initial damage, but once their stack was even, it was Overactive hitting first. Puffdar really wanted that YA. And ironically enough, it's Overactive hitting those unanswered rails. There we go. 5 minutes and 5 frags now. Puffdar really needs to bring something back here. We're still in best of 3 territory, I believe. I think the Warsaw guys run it pretty normal. Best of 3s and then 2x best of 3 in the final. Always made sense to me. But man, this is just... This is like Zen aggro out of Overactive. I'm really impressed. Because it's like... he will switch gears just long enough to make you come back after him. And then he'll put you back on alert there. So 10 on 4. 6 frags between them, and we actually haven't even seen much of a fight. Puffdar now is trying to change the pace of the game. But still, when it comes down to the fight, it's just face on face. Puffdar, 17 health. He's able to get the frag, but look at this. Watch. Overactive is going to spawn. He has shot. He doesn't need anything else. Doesn't even need anything else other than... There we go. That's what I was looking... Oh, yeah. Yes. Puffed... oh, yeah. All right, so let me put together a fucking sentence now. Overactive, after that rail, looking around. Where the hell is he? He's not actually shoving in on me. There it is, Puffdar getting that frag in. This is his way back into the game. 3.5 minutes, and he's got 4 frags to pick up here. But that's how to do it. There it is. That's really affirming for me when the thing I said that Puffdar needed is the thing that's now buying him a couple frags without it having immediately turned back around. No. All right, so he's leaving that fight now. Ooh, and that was a critical miss from Overactive there. But now Puffdar is starting to stab him with some rails that go unanswered, avoiding the major fights, even if his opponent's right behind him. Prioritizing a pickup of the railgun again. Okay, but now this is where overactive starts to get a little bit more crafty. And it starts to hide around some corners so that it's a forced rapey fun time close range fight. Now their overactive overextended a little bit there, but Puffdar is so low that he can't stick around. Nice rail there. Overactive's completely railable. He's walking as if he doesn't know it though. Just doesn't care that much. Goes in for the red, cheeky bastard. But again, unanswered damage is the answer for Puffdar. Make overactive confused. But again, he's just silently crawling around these corners, listening in. Which means that Puffdar has to slow it down a little bit too, but he's running out of time for that. Doesn't have that luxury. Finally picks up at 50 health. And that's going to be the noisiest thing he's done in like a minute. Oh, and again, needed that EB. So that leaves Puffdar with 51 health. He's able to go back for that. You need the whole 50. Can't just grab half a 50. So that's going to be some decent recovery. Puffdar's now railable. Has the YA to help out, though. And Red's 2 seconds away. Overactive's going to be trading it with Mega. So this is where it gets a little bit tight in the chest for Overactive. 1 minute 30 seconds and 2 frags. Overactive looks like he's now trying to play the evade game. And an EB like that will certainly help him, but Puffdar's still at 174. So 1 frag and Puffdar is going to be on the prowl. Gonna have to see how well Overactive plays on the defensive. An EB like that certainly won't be helping out. He's looking for Puffdar to chase through, and well, actually a chase like that could help out Overactive. So with the grab of LG and RA, well, 50 health isn't there. He's okay. It comes back. What? Puffdar can't stop or put the brakes on fast enough to catch up with Overactive at the 50. So he actually ends up getting away with the 50 and a 25, still with plenty of armor left over from that red pickup. That was not something that he legitimately needed to be able to take away there, but he misses the drop for the Mega. So 27 seconds. There's another 50 pickup. But I said I was wondering how Overactive can play his evade game. So far, so good here. He's still just tied, and he doesn't have enough stack to really justify a plus forward fight. There you have it, 10 seconds. And Puffdar may be able to take this map away. 3 seconds.
3, 2.
And Overactive might be able to catch him down here. It's not going to happen. Puffdar taking it 11 on 10. What a beautiful comeback. And a beautiful way to force us into a third map right here on Tasty Explained TV. I know your attention's going to be split between us and Cypher versus Evil. In fact, I'm watching that with one corner of my eye right now, and it looks like they're with 1 minute left. It's going to be a close game there, too, on Cure. But I'm going to try to keep my attention focused on Warsaw here. As we have a third tiebreaker map coming up here in the lower bracket. Puffdar versus Overactive. Oh, bitch me turned the screen away so I can't see. The hell is that? So disgust. Alright, so we're going to be going into the tiebreaker. They're going to be tossing some maps. I have a feeling it's going to be 10. Speaking of Face It, it was quite nice to be able to see Inns in Quake Live King of the Hill last week. That was nice. This is our map dropping music right here, just so you know.
A player called a vote. Game over.
That's going to be 14, actually. All right. So Cypher took that last one, but damn, it was close. The fact that Evil can maintain like a total 7-frag game against Cypher, that's huge. So cool. All right. So here we have it, guys. Tiebreaker map 14.
Ready to fight.
Puffdar versus overactive
Two.
GLHF.
1.
All right, Puffdar spawning by the red armor jump pad. Going for EB rockets. And now waiting. Okay, interesting. Interesting. He's just wanting to hear out where overactive is going to be approaching Mega from, if at all, before taking YA and Mega. And because you can usually convert that to 2YA, you know, it's a perfectly good trade against the red armor. I like the fact that, you know, usually in like Quake Live, the red armor and Mega Health / YA split is a fairly even trade. Here, it really depends on where that other YA is. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. You know, if Mega and YA can get to that other YA faster, that's where you might see that first fight really happen. You know, assuming that nobody has a first fight in the first 15 seconds. So this is a lot of pickups for Puffdar right here. This is a huge stack. And this is a map that you really can't run the way you could, you know, 10 or Acid WDM2. Or 17 for that matter. Overactive needs to snipe a lot more. And so far he's gotten good hits in. But that was the one thing that we weren't seeing from 17 on Puffdar's end. Was a whole lot of those unanswered rails. And oh my god, they find the one place where they have an unescapable fight, and overactive will end up taking it. Jeez. Oh my god. It's like the map where, like, every fight has an exit, except that one hallway, and that's exactly where they clashed the first time. Here I am, yeah. So it takes a little bit of damage there after the Mega. His biggest problem right now is just the fact that he has no weapons, but this is a good corridor to have no weapons in. So overactive just underacting it at the moment. And so Puffdar is going to be a bit lower here, but he's able to take away red armor, but gets punished for it so badly. 34 health, all the armor in the world, but he's really going to need this Mega to pick it back up, and it doesn't look like overactive is going to want to give it to him. He's already got it in the bag. Already going to be disappearing there. And up by one frag, you know, he's acting like he's up by 10 right now, because he's just playing extremely defensive, playing it very quiet, just wanting to trap Puffdar as much as possible. And Puffdar going in for the Mega without it being there, that's always punished. Always. You can't just show up on that Mega. It's like Lost World in that little cubby. You just can't be there without Mega being there. Hell, most of the time you can't be there while Mega is there. You'll just be completely punished for it. But overactive, gonna be a little bit early. Puffdar's nowhere to be seen, though. He's able to stab him with one EB, but now he needs to escape. Gets stuck back in the corner. So this is overactive, just coming back in with his rockets and making that frag happen. Still with plenty of health, plenty of armor left over. Again, these flatland, no-escape fights are not doing Puffdar any favors. Ooh. Yeah, this is just rundown mode right now. Overactive in like the one spot of the map where you can really get some consistent spawn frags. And so trying to back up to red armor is going to be a little bit more punishable due to the fact that he missed 3 EVs in a row, but Puffdar didn't have as much punishment there as he might have been hoping. So still 5 up on 1. Invading out the Mega Health area a little bit. It's not going to be coming up, but Puffdar doesn't necessarily know that. But hey, the rockets worked out well for Puffdar this time around. He's able to pull it together. Can he turn this into momentum, however, as he's taking so much damage from overactive? Oh, that EB coming out of the teleporter going to be so damaging. Puffdar doubling back here, but it's actually going to slow down his approach. But ooh, the jump from overactive opening himself up perfectly for another rail from Puffdar. He's going to go back in for the Mega anyway. So that's a very quick 3 up there for Puffdar. Overactive still holding on to a fairly solid lead. He's got Mega, but nothing else. Yeah, nothing really to punish the jump pad with either, unless he really wanted to expose himself with the LG. Yeah. Not a bad place to just use that there. And now overactive going silent once again. Still a little bit early for this Mega. It's going to be punishable, and Puffdar is going to be leaving it up, however. Not before stepping out with a nice rail, but Puffdar is so low right here, even after the YA pickup. And he needs every single one of these EB hits. It's going to be traded. Ooh, one more from overactive would do it. But there's the available. He's wanting to chase through the teleporter. Very nicely done, but oh, the LG just absolutely brutalizing him. Puffdar's plasma getting a little bit softer after the fight with Falky. Oh, that's bad timing for Puffdar there. He was hoping to be able to sit out on a red armor while his opponent was grabbing Mega. But because he could hear it across the map, you know exactly when that becomes unsafe. And again, I really just love how much more audio information you get in Warsaw compared to any other game, really. I have to give that one to Warsaw. It really does that the best. So you can have a much more complete situational awareness because of the sound. Not, I can't hear my opponent because I'm actually 2 feet further away from this spot than I should be. So I like that factor. Puffdar with plasma. Pulling some pain out of overactive. But not quite enough. Good initial rail out of the spawn. And overactive is definitely low at the moment. And here's the dive in for the Mega. It's going to be just barely taking it away. And that's a 5th frag in a row for overactive here. And man, my spec lags is just out of the world. Almost out of the world. I'm sure I could clip through if they went fast enough. But 10 on 3 now. This is looking extremely good for overactive. And once again, this is a tiebreaker. A 7 frag deficit in Puffdar's camp. Not doing him any favors, but at the moment, overactive really low. We hear armor picked up from Puffdar, giving overactive plenty of time to grab Mega and set up for the approach down this hallway. Puffdar stabs in and wants to get out of dodge immediately. And good, a little bit of backstab there from overactive with the LG. Good anticipation here on 14. So Puffdar still holding on to a little bit of armor. A couple shards. Overactive with the slow switch, but finally getting the EB stabbed in. Puffdar getting a nice lucky spawn on red armor. And with overactive being relatively low, even after the Mega, this is a good opportunity for Puffdar to just grab a weapon, grab red, and go. But can he carry this thing forward? Can he get more than 1 frag out of that little opportunity? And he's looking at the wall. He's looking at the wall. He's waiting for the timing. That was pretty good timing, I guess. That was a really random play. Look at the wall, gunblade to the teleporter, plasma, the Mega. Okay, that was the thing that happened. But at the end of the day, overactive still got plenty of Mega, plenty of armor here. And look at this. Warsaw even has safety rails in some maps. Look at that. No other game has safety rails. I mean, I wish Q2DM1 had safety rails. It's an insurance nightmare. Warsaw has your best interest at heart. I just want to say this right now. The Warsaw LG sound is also remarkably fantastic. All right, so now Kerpal's going, his plan didn't work out as expected. Oh, no, that was Samal. Now I'm like, well, how the hell did you expect that to go, to just jump down the entire corridor with plasma and still be, like, 100 feet away? Like, what was your plan there? How was that expected to go? But final minute here, 4 on 15. And it looks like Puffdar is going to be GGing out here. Yeah, he ain't moving. No signs of life. Sorry, phone. You don't have to apologize at the phone. Phone's fine. Should apologize to overactive. Sorry, bye. Oh. So 16 on 4. Puffdar being knocked out of the running now.